everybody. Welcome to another edition of No F's Given, the podcast that tells you exactly what you need to hear, whether you want to hear it or not. We don't care. And as always, this podcast and others in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day podcast family are brought to you by the power of five. If you like what we're doing, at the very least, hit the like button, support the channel. And here we go. Today's podcast is a special one because it's going to take the dating scene and juxtapose it with religion. Now, as usual, and full transparency, I don't really get into the religious aspect of things simply because it's a very volatile issue. People have their feelings and their opinions on it. And the way I see it, if you like it, go for it. I don't care. I really, really don't. But I saw this and it made me think. Now, before we get into this, I want to shout out to Andrew Wilson from The Crucible and Myron Fresh from the Fresh and Fit podcast for doing what they do. At the very least, it gets you talking. And that's all it can really do. If it gets you talking, it's done its job. And I'm sure at this episode, almost 27,000 people watching it, it's got somebody talking. So without any further kerfluffle or mishmash or anything like that, let's get into it.
No. We can move on.
I mean, I do want to ask it, all right? We have other people that's not. We're family. Listen, we got to debate about this, all right? We're talking about relationships because obviously you had your heart broken, and so all of us, right? We're talking about.
I never did.
My heart's never been broken.
Fine, I don't have a heart. But
Period.
we're talking
I have a
about.
heart.
And they're capping already. Right off rip. Now, the one in the middle, she's a pain. But she's a pain for an entirely different reason. She's saying that everybody's had their heart broken. And already you got girls in there saying, I never got my heart broken. I call lie. And I'll call them out on it all day long. Because somewhere, somebody got the better of them. And that's what a broken heart is. A broken heart is nothing more than you like the person more than they like you, and they demonstrated it and left you in the lurch. That, in a nutshell, is indeed heartbreak. So for you to sit there and say, I never had it, you're lying. You are lying. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Prostitution and all of this and all of that. It is wrong in the eyes of God or whatever.
So what you're doing is wrong?
Oh, shit.
I'm not done with my question.
But you're Catholic. You want to admit your
my question is,
Go ahead.
what does it make it more right or wrong that she is not a stripper? She grew up with her parents.
Yeah.
She's on birth control.
I'm not on birth control.
Oh shit. What was the other question?
Yeah, got you.
Did you finish high school?
Idiot. Not stupid. Idiot. You don't even know your point. You're talking just to talk. And here's where I differ from most of, if not all, of the content creators in this space. Here at No F's Given, I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you act. I don't care what you do. I don't care about you Period. I just don't. It's not my job. My sole purpose in the YouTube space is simply to provide entertainment and sprinkle it with a liberal helping of information, thus giving you, the viewer, the tools you need to succeed in life. That's it. There isn't anything else. So I don't care. Like 7-Up, never had it, never will. I don't care. So you're gone. And this is 1 hour and 13 minutes into the video. And she's still there. People always ask how Myron can do it and how Myron is such a saint. He's not a saint. He simply has conditioned himself to be more tolerant of his guests. Me? No. And you'll never even know what's coming with me. I do it like Pearl. Shout out to Pearl Davidson, just Pearly things. I shout out to her. I'd be like talking to you. You sit on there. Okay, you can go now. You can go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye bye. And be firm in it. Once I ask you to leave, you leave. Which is why I'm thinking, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking if I do a panel show, it'll be more the Skype, Zoom, Teams type thing. Because this way, I have complete control of the situation. Overtalk the host, mute. Get on my nerves, boot. And that's it. I'm not doing this to win friends and influence people. No. Here, no Effs given is a creed. It's a way of life. We don't care. Either get with us or get run over. That's how we operate here. Okay. Back to it.
And all that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we
And still gets heartbroken.
Yeah.
And nobody pays her nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I chose the wrong one. I chose the wrong one.
What? You can see Myra's face. It's like, did she just say something? And if she did, what the heck was it? Here up top we got G-Dog, G-Funk, backa. That's what you're getting. And you gotta be like, what are you saying? What are you saying to me right now? Oh. Let's get back to it.
Let me just repeat back to you what you just said.
It's really
This is
bad.
insane. What you just said. What you
Let's see if
just
she
said
can
is
answer her own
insane.
question. Let's see.
Here. Let me help you out, okay?
Wouldn't you like to walk out of that situation
Let
with
him
a little
ask you
bit
the
of
question.
cash?
You're born in poverty versus you're born with every advantage, right? But you're both hitmen, or one of you kills for free, one of you is a hitman, right? But there should be a hitman in that situation because at least you get paid.
But
right?
which one's really a
Is that
killer?
basically what you're saying?
But which
You're
one's
both
really
doing
a
something
killer?
equally wrong. But if
Why
you're the
you look
hitman,
at
you get
things in
paid.
that perspective? Maybe because we're sitting
Because I'm
sit
testing.
here and we'll see the same view.
I'm testing your law. I'm explaining to you that what you're saying is fucking stupid and it makes no sense at all.
It's diabolical.
And I agree.
It's
I
diabolical.
totally agree. I agree with your agreement.
This is how stupid she is. Andrew just said that it's stupid. What you're saying is stupid. I agree. Well, then why did you say it? This is what I'm talking about when I say a lot of women talk just to talk. Because if you say something nonsensical and another person says, okay, that's nonsensical, what you just said makes no sense whatsoever in any universe. Your next train of thought and words out of your mouth should never be, I agree. Because you just invalidated your entire argument. If you had an argument to begin with, and she didn't. So you wasted valuable time on this podcast saying nonsensical stuff that you don't even agree with. Because when Andrew says what you're saying is nonsensical, and you say, and she says, I agree, then everything she said before that point is out the window. And yet every single day there's somebody out there who thinks and or speaks just like she does. And we give it a pass. And I'm in agreement with Myron on this one. I'm not giving it a pass anymore. I'm not. If you say something that makes no sense, I'm going to tell you, wait, if that didn't make any sense, would you mind repeating that, please? That made no sense. What are you talking about? Let's see where it goes from there. Because if you make no sense and nobody calls you out on it, how are you going to know you make no sense? But see, we do that. And when I say we, I'm talking about simps. It makes perfect sense to them because they're going to twist it. That's the simps with game. The garden variety simp is going to take it because I'll get laid at it somehow. I have to figure it out. I'll somehow make this work to my advantage. Where the game was simply games going to be like, oh, I know. I'll say this and do this, and she'll come around and I'll smash. That's the game that is played today. Why? Why must we play these games? And that's because dating is a game. It always has been a game. And there are winners and there are losers. Even in today's society where everybody is equal and everybody should get a participation trophy for participating, you win and you lose. Women tend to win, men tend to lose. And I say that because women are the gatekeepers to sex. And in today's society, in today's climate, sex comes before relationships. The guy wants to smash, the guy makes his move. The woman either invites him in or rejects him and turns him away. That's simple. Either or. Now, if she decides to let him in, his game, the object of his game is done. It's over. He's won. He's smashed. Now, okay, I've got it. It was good. What else is out there? And it's up to the woman then to show why she said, okay, I let him in. Now I'm going to show him why he should keep me around. And there, right there, that phrase right there, that turn of phrase, that sentence, is where women as a whole get it wrong. completely and totally get it wrong. Simply because they're saying, I don't need no man. I'm a boss babe. I'm independent. I got a PhD. And I'm here to tell you, no, you don't. Not hardly. Not here. Not ever. You have fulfilled the man's prerogative. You must now introduce yourself and explain to him why he should keep you around. Why are you so much better than all the other women out there on the planet today? Shout out to VeggieTales. It was a cartoon with a Christian bent on it. It was a cute thing we used to watch back in the day. But there's one thing where one of the guys was saying to the other one, find out what they don't do and do that. And that's what you got. That's what a woman has to do today. That's what she always had to do. She just knew it back then. What does he need that he's not getting right now? And if he's not getting it, what can I do to make sure he gets it? And then just do it. Because men are simple creatures. Look at it this way. If you're religious, let's take it all the way back to the beginning in the Bible. God created Adam, God created Eve, and gave them one simple commandment. You can do anything you want except eat the fruit from this tree. Because if you eat it, you're going to die. One thing. And then Satan came and spoke to who? He spoke to Eve. He didn't talk to Adam. Because Adam was like, no, sorry, get away from me. No. I was told not to do it. I'm not doing it. So he would have went there. But Satan didn't talk to Adam. He talked to Eve. And said, no, you're not going to die. Your eyes are just going to open and you're going to realize good and bad. And that's it. So here, eat it. And he did that because Eve was the one thing Adam would listen to. Wouldn't listen to him. Wouldn't listen to Satan at all. But he listened to Eve. So when she ate it, and she said, here, have some. He didn't even ask what it was. He just ate it. And boom. We're here where we are now. Now, you don't have to be religious to understand the moral of that story. And whether you think it's a fairy tale or not, it has valid implications for today. Wars have been fought for the affections of a woman. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Am I? I'm not telling you anything that you can't go look for yourself with a simple Google search. Google is your friend. Google can be your best friend. And it's free. But I'm meandering again. So once again, let's get back to it.
Agreement.
It's diabolical. What he's saying.
You just said it. Never mind. So yeah, we got some more chats here,
I'm
Chris.
sorry about the heartbroken.
some
Yo,
chats.
you got your $10,000?
Yeah.
Okay,
you're good. I make my bread. I'm good. I don't give a fuck.
The one that's just talking is the focus of this video. We're going to let her talk a little bit more if she has something to say. I'm not sure. Then we're going to get into her.
Let me ask you this: is that $10,000 worth men not taking you seriously in the future?
Oh no! I got men that take me serious, and the thing about it is, like I said, I'm gonna blow up on my music very soon. Give it April. That's why I'm saying that I barely start stripping. I don't like the club because I know it's bad. I used to be in a religion. I have to stop the religion when I start stripping because I know God don't like that. I know that.
Okay. We're going to stop it here. And we're going to get into her. You heard her say that she knows stripping is wrong. She was in religion and had to get out of it because she knew it was bad. Full disclosure, she was a Jehovah's Witness. Although she wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, I'm thinking she was a Bible student, which is someone studying to be a Jehovah's Witness. And I say that because I was one growing up. I was raised in the truth, or the truth, whatever you want to say it. I was raised in the truth. So I understand implicitly what she's saying. So I find it to be incredibly disconcerting that she's speaking the way she speaks, and find great pleasure in ripping her a brand new butthole. Because let's start from the beginning. The way she speaks is very masculine. It's not a hint of the teachings of Jehovah or Jesus or anybody in her words. F this, F that. I get my bread. Oh, so you're putting worldly desires above Jehovah. Okay. Let's get back to it.
But I have to do what I have to do to make the money that I need to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stop stripping.
What?
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm calling cap. She's saying that she's going to do what she has to do to make the money that she needs, and then she's going to stop. No, she's not. And she won't, because how much is too much? How much is enough? That's another problem with humans today. How much is too much? And the quote Irene Cara from Fame, too much is not enough. Too much is never enough. Let's get back to it.
I have to do that.
Why not get a regular job?
I had a regular job, but it wasn't helping me make enough money to do what I'm trying to do quicker.
And there it is. There it is. There, right there, it's the crux of why she's doing what she's doing. Doesn't make her the money fast enough. We live in an era of instant gratification, brought on by the internet. You want something? One click, it's delivered to you instantly if it's a digital product. As soon as the next day if it's a physical product, or in some cases the same day. 30 minutes or better. Instant gratification. Why wait for tomorrow what you can have today? Right now. It's infuriating. It's maddening. It's insanity. And this is what we have. This is what today's marketplace is looking like. This is just another take of delusion. Let's get back to it.
You sold your soul for money?
Damn.
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
you literally just said, listen,
No, I didn't
I
sell
believed
myself.
in religion and all
No,
that
I
stuff,
believe
but I
in God.
had to give it up because I wanted that
I get you.
hardcore
I
cash.
believe in Jehovah God. I believe.
And there it is. No, you don't. No, you don't. And you should stop lying. No, you don't. Because if you believed, you wouldn't be walking the way you walk. You would be doing things that you did. There's doubt in you. No, you don't. And I say that because I'm not where I want to be spiritually. There's doubt in my mind. For the most part, yes, I do believe what I was taught. But there's that niggling part of me that's always like, why? And I'm not proud of it, but it's part and parcel of me. So it's something I have to deal with every single day of my life. But you don't believe. Because if you believed it, you wouldn't be walking down this path.
Believe in Jehovah God. I believe in him. I used to pray to him. I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. And I love their...
You didn't used to be a Jehovah's Witness. You used to be a Bible student. And the quickest way to answer that one is to ask this question. I wish I was there. Because the minute I heard Jehovah's Witness, I'd have freaked out. Because you don't act like this. You are everything that the Bible teaches us not to be. You're worried about yourself first. And that's a no-no. That's a no-no. It's all about you. Not what's about us. Not about what's good for society. What's good for me right now. And the answer to that question is never a good one. Let's continue.
standards and I love their belief. If I ever go back to religion, I will go back to them because I love them to death.
But you sold it out for what?
But I stopped doing that because I knew.
You notice the ad you asked, you sold it out for what? And she wouldn't answer the question. She went on her diatribe about how she loved it and how she plans to go back if she goes back. You notice it wasn't even when. If I go back. Which means you're not going back. You're for the world now. How do you come back from that? Two things work against you. The first thing is you're going to have to do a whole lot of repenting and a whole lot of soul searching and a whole lot of works to prove that you're no longer on that path. And the second and more important one is that the internet is forever. There's no way you can scrub that information from every computer. Because remember, the cloud is just somebody else's computer. That's the cloud. Your information is sitting on a myriad of different computers. That's the cloud. And you're telling me you can scrub it off every computer? No, you can't. No, you can't. Who's to say that on somebody's computer that your content is downloaded to, it's turned off? But not even downloaded. It's in the cache. which is the browser's memory. Who's to say the computer's not turned off? What do you do then? You're going to brute force it? I smell a lawsuit. Unflippin' real. Let's get back to it.
What I have to do, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna admit my wrong.
And yet, I don't give an F. And yet, you're talking about being a Jehovah's Witness, and now every other word is F. And making my money. Be gone with you.
Yeah, I did start doing a bad career path. Do I like stripping? No. I don't like that shit. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, but how's that not a deal with the devil?
But I'm making money.
He's right. He's absolutely right. How's that not a deal with the devil? You sold your soul to the devil for monetary gain. You sold your soul to the devil because the grass looks greener on the other side. And it's not. I'm here to tell you it's not. Because we're all trying to get out the mud. But there are ways to do it. Me, I work during the day, and I do this YouTubing at night. With the plan in place is that when this blows up, if and when it blows up, I'll leave the day-to-day job behind and devote full time to this. But until then, I'm gonna work my 9 to 5. Do I like it? Not necessarily. I like what I do. I don't like the people I do it with. I enjoy my work. I'm not too crazy about the people I work with. But I do it all the same. Because I've got a wife and children to look after. And yes, I am the breadwinner. Does my wife work as well? Yes. Who pays the lion's share of the bills? Me. As it should be. Sometimes it's like, man, I wish I wasn't paying as much for this, that, and the other thing. But I still do it. Why? Because it's my function. It's my job. I am the man of the house. Therefore, it falls off my shoulders and it's my burden to provide and protect my family. Getting back to this mess. Ugh.
I don't feel like finding a deal with the devil, but I'm making money right now, and I'm not gonna do that forever because I know that it's wrong, and I miss talking to God, and I know I'm doing wrong.
Well, let's back up. Hang on, let's back up. You had all those values.
Yeah, I did.
And you gave them up.
I did.
For?
I did, to make money.
To make money.
Yeah.
How's that not a literal deal with the devil?
He asked it again. And he even broke it down in a way she'll understand it. You had all those morals, all those values, all those beliefs, and you gave them all up for money. How is that not a deal with the devil? Reminds you of a song by the OJs called For the Love of Money. And that was back in the 70s. And they were talking about this stuff in the 70s. For a little piece of paper, it sure carries a lot of weight. For the love of money, they will rob, steal, and kill. For the love of money, they don't care who they hurt or feel. For the love of money, a woman will or sell her precious body. And for what? For what? A transitory state of illusion. Yeah, you're happy for the minute, but then something else always comes up. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of songs, names of songs from back in the day and stuff like that, but I don't care because this is very important. The Art of Noise made a song called Something Always Happens, and that is so true. Something always happens because everything touches everything else. Something always happens. And when it happens to you, and it will, at some point, you will reap the whirlwind. You will have to deal with the consequences of your decisions. And when that day happens, and again, it will, what do you do? Because, again, at the end of the day, when all the lights are out and you're in your bed with your own thoughts, you have to come to the conclusion that you did it. And I don't care if somebody helped you. You chose to do it. It's your. They may have helped you. They may have given you reasonings that stroked your ego and made you feel better about your decision. But in the end of it all, you made it. And so now you're stuck with the consequences of it. And now in an ideal world, you'd be like, okay, that's on me. What do I do now? Yes, I did this. It's on me. Nobody else. Now, what am I going to do to make myself better now? And once I'm out of this hole, what can I do to make sure I never fall back in it? That is accountability. And accountability these days are as rare as common sense. Two superpowers, common sense and accountability. And you can say what you want. Again, no ifs given. I don't care. Let's get back to it.
You know
It's
God
not.
hates it by
It's
your own
not.
admission. How's it not a deal with the
That's not
devil?
a deal with the devil.
So what is
'Cause
it?
I'm not
What
out
is
here.
it then? What is it then?
I'm not here praying. I'm not praying to the devil. I don't believe in the like. I know the devil's real, but we all read Bibles.
What do,
My
We
nigga-
all read Bibles,
Bro,
but
if you're
I
not
feel
doing
like-
God's work,
no,
what are you
no.
doing?
No shit.
No,
She's digging herself a deeper and deeper hole. Deeper and deeper. You know it's bad. You said as much. You know it's bad. You know it. There's no way around it. You know what you're doing is wrong. And yet you continue to do it. Even if you don't believe in religion, you still know it's wrong. It's contrary to society. You know it. And yet you continue to do it. And you rationalize it away. That's the new word for anti-accountability. I rationalize it away. Oh, yes, it's wrong, and I know it's wrong, but I'll make my money, and then I'll come out of this thing so I don't have to do it anymore. Yeah, and that works right up to the point where you don't. Because you see how easy it is. You see how quickly you can turn a buck. And all you got to do is take your clothes off. All you got to do is simulate sexual pleasure. Because that's OnlyFans. Unless you decide to take it a step further and go into actual pornography. Which is a whole different kettle of fish. With its own set of problems. That we're not even going to get into because that's not germane to this conversation. We're going to focus our attention upon how this woman intends to square everything away in her mind to make everything all right. And let's start off by simply saying she knows she's wrong. So that's strike 2. She stepped up to the plate. She's already got 2 strikes on her. With the bat on her shoulder, staring at a fastball that's coming at her. Right down the pipe. What you gonna do? Swing and a miss, strike 3, sit down. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. She's doing this now. She's 22 years old. When she hits the wall and she's moving with the speed of a freight train, over 100 miles an hour, straight down the pipe, heading toward this wall, careening toward this wall. And when she hits it, and she will hit it, when she hits it, where's that going to leave her? There's so many things wrong. I'm going to let this play a little bit longer, and then I'm going to stop it again and break it down even further. Because there's so much wrong with her. And remember, she's actually got the courage to say it. How many more like her don't speak it out loud, but go through the same stuff every day? Let's go.
Oh, no, let me tell you something. Just like, hear me out. Just like how you cussing. You can be a Christian and cuss.
Why?
You can be a Christian and judge people. That's a sin too.
Yeah, you can be a Christian and judge.
That's why
you
I
want me to give you,
I don't be with all
hang on.
the
The Bible.
No, you can't.
Yes,
That's
you
a
can.
sin.
No,
you
it's
can't.
not a sin
No,
to
you can't.
judge.
You read the Bible?
No, it's
not a
I do read the
sin.
Bible. I used to be a witness.
Hey.
So now you,
I know scriptures by heart.
Listen.
I just barely
It's
stopped
not.
being a witness to start stripping this
Yeah,
one.
even Jehovah's Witnesses know you have to judge.
No.
Then how do they judge who's a Jehovah's Witness? How do they judge?
He's right. You're wrong. He's right. They have to judge. Because if they didn't judge, everybody would still be a witness and there'd be a whole bunch more nonsense going on. How do you think you get this fellowship? You get this fellowship because you're judged to be in the wrong by the elders. They sit down, they take into account what you're doing. They rationalize it with quotes from the Bible, stuff like that. What's right, what's wrong, and they pass judgment on you. So no, you're wrong. Yes, they do judge. They judge all the time. Humans judge all the time. It's not a sin. Let's go back.
Judge who's a Jehovah's Witness.
No. Jesus himself said,
How
stop
do you
judging so that
judge
you do
who
not just be judged.
Is she a Jehovah's Witness?
Who?
Her.
I I don't know.
Okay,
She said, she
would
said
you
she
have
believe in
It's
God
not about the
differently.
outer
Hang on,
appearances.
stop,
It's about the
stop,
inside, the
Logic.
personality.
Stop.
No. Just stop. This stopped being funny about 15 minutes ago. Just no. You're getting on my last nerve.
Quality.
Back
Logic
up. Just
incoming.
listen.
Yeah,
How would you know if somebody else was a Jehovah's Witness?
I wouldn't. I would have to literally ask them.
And then they would say,
They would say, "Yeah, I am a witness."
and then how would they be able to demonstrate that?
I mean,
Spoiler alert. I got the answer to that. Me, pick me, Andrew, pick me. They demonstrated through their actions. In case you didn't know that, honey. Let's see if she answers the question the way I did. And notice it didn't take me any time to think about it. How can they demonstrate it to you? Through their actions. Because faith without works is dead. And the Bible says that too.
they wouldn't be stripping. They would be, they would have
So
kind
just to,
qualities.
hang on, just to make sure,
they won't be cussing.
you would have to judge
they
whether
won't be celebrating
So
holidays.
you would have
'cause
to
that's
judge
demonic
whether
as
or
well.
not they were a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah. That's
That's it.
And she's so delusional. And she's not delusional. She's set in her ways. That's the delusion she's dealing with. She knows that she's going to become a famous musician. And she doesn't care how she has to get there. Which is why she made the deal with the devil. Doesn't matter how she got there. Which begs the most important part of this entire conversation. And that's this. What are you going to do when you don't make it? There are 336 million people living in the United States as of right now. How many of those people do you think are bona fide, certified, money-making artists? Okay. Now, of that number, and it's not a big number, how many of those people do you think make a living out of that? We've made the number small, haven't we? Let's make it smaller still. Of those people that are making a living, how many of those people you think live well? You'd be better off being a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer or a judge or something like that. They stand a better chance of being rich than she does. Because, and I say this to you guys, because I am an aspiring musician. Been rocking that beat since I was 8. And I could have made it. But it wasn't to be. And it wasn't to be because of the decisions that I made. I remember, just as an aside for a minute, I remember helping my mother out at her Empress Pearls parties, and we were in Far Rockaway. And there was this Spanish girl. Oh, she was cute. She was so cute. And I was like, I was in my early teens, 13, 14 years old. And she said, "What do you do?" I said, I rap." She said, "Let me hear it." And I rap for her. She said, "You sound really good. I get my boyfriend. His name is Jelly Bean Benitez. He can get you on." I didn't know who Jelly Bean Benitez was. It sounded good though. But my mother said, "No, that's all right. He's all right where he is." And being a mama's boy, yes, you're right. No, I'm sorry. No, thank you. And that decision led to other decisions that brought me to where I am today. Now, I've had a head start on you, sister. And not for nothing, I'm pretty damn good at what I do. I can write, I could arrange, I can perform, which I can play, I can produce. I can sit down at a computer with a keyboard and write an entire song by myself. And have it uploaded to my distribution provider in a matter of minutes. I can have an entire project done in a week, week and a half, and it'd be ready for public consumption inside of 2.5 to 3 weeks. And yet, here I sit. Now, after this is over, I'm going to put on my musical hat and write some tunes because I have been inspired to do so. But I don't do it to be famous. Could I be famous? Absolutely. Should I be famous? Who's to say? I'm better than some, but not as good as others. But you sit there and say, you're going to make it. Who are you praying to? If you were as religious as you say you were, because I understand you're not now, but if you were as religious as you say you were, why did you not pray to Jehovah and say, help me out with this? If you believe in him like you said you did, and you did say earlier that you believed in him, why did you not enlist his aid in helping you get to where you need to get to? I'll tell you why. Because what you want is selfish and material, and God ain't going to give it to you. He's more concerned with the spiritual than the physical. So if you want money to afford your lifestyle, Jehovah's not going to give that to you. He's just not, because that's not what he does. Satan will give it to you, which is why you made the deal with the devil. But he's fickle. He'll say he's going to do it for you. Don't mean he's actually going to follow through with it. Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
End of it.
No, but
It's
I'm
done.
saying, no, you're not getting what I'm saying. You sinning too, so I'm saying, how are you gonna call yourself a Christian?
What's
and
the
you
sin?
judging?
What's the sin?
You're judging though.
You just said that you use judgment even when
You're
you were
judging.
Jehovah's Witness, therefore can't be a sin.
No, but you're judging though.
Yeah, but so did you though. Even when you
No,
were
I never.
practicing.
When I walked in, I never judge you. I don't know what you do behind your back. I don't know what
Oh,
you
man.
do.
No,
That's not for me
you
to
missed
see.
the
God
point.
see
I
that.
think there's a difference
Sins
between
can be
judging and then
forgiven,
looking at
so-
someone's fruit of their life. Like that's what it says in the Bible.
Right.
Look at the fruit of their life.
All right, how
What
about this?
lines
How
up?
about this? Let's take the non-religious route, since
Okay.
most of you ladies here aren't religious. How about
That's what
this?
I
How about
said.
that, right? So
Thank you.
let's assume we're not even going to bring religion to it. Let's say you meet a guy and he's secular. He's not even religious, but he finds out that you were dancing. Do you think that he's going to take you seriously after that?
Yeah.
That's laughable. That is laughable. You were stripping. He found that out. You didn't tell him. Why did you not tell him? That's the first question you should ask yourself. If he doesn't know and he finds out, how did he find out? You didn't tell him. And if you didn't tell him, why didn't you tell him? It's no big deal, right? Past doesn't matter, right? And it's by you not telling him and him finding out through a third party means that you know the past absolutely matters. Absolutely. Unbelievable.
That man that takes you serious is called a pimp.
No, I ain't never got pimped a day in my life, huh? Do that.
Yeah. So
Never that.
So the reality is, ladies, is when you do certain things, guys of a certain value just don't take you seriously. That's just what it is.
They will judge you.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What values
I
are
did
you
take it
talking
serious,
about
sorry.
in a guy?
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I have a serious question. Wait.
What the fuck?
Okay. Even if a woman is not a serious
I want you guys, rewind this just a little bit. One second.
You know, I know the answer, but I'm just asking because, like, you know, my community.
What do you want?
You know, they say, you know,
She's not talking anymore. She's triggered. She's heated. She's not talking anymore. And once again, no F's given. No F's given at all.
prostitution is one thing. You know, if you get paid for money, that's one thing, right? And then they be like, oh, if you fuck for free, that's a hoe.
Wait,
What's
say
the
it again.
difference?
Say it again, please.
Like,
Say it again.
Sorry. By the way, fresh mind, we have two text to speech, but he's cursing, so it doesn't play on audio for $500. So $1,000 in total.
Dominic.
Hey.
Dominic, let's go, man.
Wait, what?
He goes, bro, I don't have a comment. This is Cobalt. These bitches are stupid. Also love you, Big Mo. Sorry, we argued. F and F the team, period. Yeah, bro, I'm losing brain cells right now.
Yo.
Then he goes, bro, these prostitutes wild.
Commenter.
Yeah.
they wildin', bro.
Yeah. Why didn't do a talk to speech? Because you swore
Yeah,
it?
I
He
swear.
swore, yeah.
Oh, does it have like a filter
Yeah,
on there?
yeah,
What about the
bro.
second one though? Prostitute speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a flagged word. Oh, that's
Yeah.
lame.
I think it's also bitches.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
What we could do is do Google Translate on the actual search and then hit the I think this mute button. The volume button. Yeah, volume button.
Well, okay. If Bills could do that.
Yeah, we could do that instead.
Yeah, so I don't know what you just asked, but what I'm trying to imply here is that if a man reaches a certain status or he's attractive and other women want him, they typically have their pick of the litter and they don't commit to girls that do that type of line of work. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's
when
cool,
you find
'cause I'm
those
not gonna be in
guys,
that type of line
let
of
me know.
Again, complete silence. Not saying anything. And we're gonna get into you some more. We're not done with you yet.
Forever. Like this is temporary till I blow up with my music.
Hold on. You said when I find those type of guys, let you know.
Yeah.
I don't have to because you don't have a chance with them.
I know. They don't exist.
No, they.
I know. They don't exist. They don't exist to you. They exist. You'll just never find them. Because they're around and they're listening. And once they hear the stuff coming out of your mouth, no. Some of them may put a check mark in it if they think, okay, she's smashing. I can hit it. And quite a few of them will. But to put a ring on it, to introduce her to his family, his friends, his co-workers, to stand in front of the altar and profess his love to you for the rest of your days. You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it. So stop your whining. Stop your noise. It's not happening for you. It's just not happening. But you get women like this one who conflate sexual attention with romantic intention. We'll hit it. We'll hit anything. One person once said, a man will hit anything with a hole and not worry about what's on the other side. And that's an unfortunate truth. But it's true. And I, as a man, can admit to it. Yes, it's true. We guys will hit anything. Such is our desire. It's insatiable. We are predisposed to have sex. It is hardwired into us. If you're religious, it's one of those vices that we need to overcome. If you're creationist, it's in your DNA. It's a part of you. And it's something that doesn't go away overnight, if it goes away at all. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't go away. We just have to learn to deal with it. I want to have sex. I shouldn't have sex because of, in this case, because he's married. So I shouldn't have sex because I'm married. So I will remove myself from temptation by not being around this person. Because I know that if the situation presents itself, I just may hit it. And women think, oh, he smashed me, so that's who I can get. No. Because as we stated before, men will hit anything, but they won't wife everything. If what women thought was true, and if if I can have sex with him, it's because he likes me and this is what I can get. Then that means that everybody in his circle, everybody on his level, will want to marry you, and they don't. Mainly because, as Janet was said, he doesn't even know I'm alive. And the ones that do know you're alive, they don't want you like that. Let's do a little bit more.
Exist. They just don't pick you.
Ooh.
Right. Myron has lined up guys that think like him. Multiple guys that think like him.
It's not even. It's not even. It's not even. I lined them up. It's that this is just how. This is just how men think in general.
Like she said, she goes to church. She gonna have that lifestyle. She gonna find the
Look, ladies,
churchman
just like you want a guy.
Shut up. Excuse me. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're talking nonsense. You're talking complete and total nonsense. And we got Miss ex-witness stripper about to say something now. Let's see what she's going to say.
That's tall and makes money and is attractive and has six-pack abs and shit. We have standards too. We just don't tell y'all our standards because you guys get angry when we tell you guys the truth. We don't want women that are involved in trades that might make us look bad. It's the most embarrassing thing ever to commit to a girl, then you find out after the fact she was a whore, or she was a stripper, or she did OnlyFans, or she did some kind of prostitution. Like, men don't like that.
And
we
can
just
I
don't
ask
like
you
that.
another question?
No. Anyway, shout out to Myron for explaining yet again why guys with standards won't lower them. And guys with those standards never lower their value. This is what I want. If you can't reach it, you're not welcome. Simps. Will lower the expectation because they want to have sex. And the average guy who's dead in the middle will wind up because they want somebody and someone's showing them attention. Okay, I'll take her. Fun fact. My wife is one of the few things in my life that was actually my first choice. One of the few. And I can name them all on one hand and have fingers left over. That's the truth. Fingers left over. That's how rare she is. Let's finish up.
Question?
No, bro.
So that's a public thing,
Nah, bro.
right? You're embarrassed in
He said
public.
no.
But in private.
He say no, bro.
In private. So you find this good girl, right? You find she.
The man said no. And she just kept talking. Here's where Myra takes an L. Because she's been nothing but a nuisance and problematic the entire show. Why is she still here? Why is this one still here?
She's amazing. She's everything society
And
wants.
she was like, surprise, I'm a whore.
But in bed, she don't satisfy you. What do you do?
She's not a good
That's the girl you wife up if she's not a whore, and then you can hook up with the
And
other
you
girls.
jack off the rest of your life, and you use.
Wait, have you seen
us.
that?
Hold on.
we're gonna go past this.
Great. He's dazzling. He's got tons of money. He sweeps you off your feet. He lets you know that he slept with 100 guys.
100 what?
100 guys? Wait a minute.
That's his past. That's his past.
I can see where this is going. Listen to the responses.
He's straight now, though, right?
He's straight now.
We're gonna get tested, and if he good, I'm gonna be with him. If we get tested, he good, and he's straight now.
But you just said he's an amazing guy. You did just say he's an amazing guy.
Your answer should have been it just got kinky.
By the look on your face,
as long as
you
he's
looked
straight now.
a little like,
If he's straight now, we get tested, and I'll be with him.
Sweetheart.
Do us all a favor. Stay where you are. Stay there. Because we don't want you. We're not claiming you. This girl is straight for the streets. Because once again, she's thinking about her. If he's straight and we take him to the clinic and he's good and he's straight now, he's mine. This your man's? This your king? 100 guys. Tell me someone's going to sleep with 100 guys that come to you and say, I'm straight now. I call straight cap. And she wouldn't take him either. The answer she gave is the politically correct answer. But by herself, asking the same question when she's by herself? No, I'm not taking that nigga.
You gotta be like all people pass.
Sweetheart, that nigga's gay.
You can't say
She
no.
thought about it. Oh, guys.
It's her turn.
Wait, her turn.
So I had a question for him because she was talking about how you marry a good girl but her sex is bad. Do you guys think about teaching your girl how to please you?
No, for real. Like,
Yeah,
really.
you
Well,
do
of course.
think about
teaching
Let's
your
turn
girl
a
how
good
to
girl
please
into a
you?
bad girl.
Hold on.
that's-
Before you like cheat, do you try to teach your girl how to satisfy you so you don't have to cheat? Because I feel like it's
I'm going to answer the question for them. Yes, you teach her. But because it's in a man's nature to want to have sex, and it's in his nature to spread his seed as wide as far as he can, if he has a choice, you're never going to satisfy him by yourself. And again, it's not right, it's not fair, it's not kind, it's not just, it just is. It's one of those things that you just have to deal with. A little bit more.
you're married and still want to cheat. It's like, damn, why you gave this girl
I
your
will
ring?
always be a stripper because men will always cheat.
Hold on.
I would like to hear his response.
Let's respond to
Right
this.
as fuck.
I would like to hear your response.
Go
Here.
So we're gonna have differing views on this, but I don't believe in monogamy. I think it's a concept that is just doesn't. Most guys don't want it, right? Obviously, if you're religious and you know that's fine. It is what it is. But my thing is, I look at it like one woman is almost never going to sexually satisfy you as a man. You're always going to want variety. That's what we yearn for. That's what we
Why?
want. So
I want to know.
Can you shut the fuck up, man?
Yes, shut up. And she's still here. 1 hour 29 minutes into the video, she's still here, guys. Why?
Might know if
fuck
you
up,
let him
man.
finish his sentence.
Let's go to Rumble.
Like, bro, I'm literally gonna explain it right now, and you're over here just interrupting. Like, shut up, man. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Like, I don't want you interrupting me again. If I'm speaking, you just shut up. Period. All right. Anyway, so men crave variety from women, so we don't want to necessarily be monogamous. So what I would say is, like, yeah, you can obviously coach your girl to become better at sex, but that's not the most important thing, because when it comes to your main girl, we don't got to go to Rumble yet.
Yeah, we do.
It's an hour in?
Yes.
An hour and a half?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely Rumble.
All right, we'll switch over to Rumble, guys. Come on over to Rumble, rumble.com/freshandfit. You can always coach your girl to become better, but you know, at the end of the day, guys are always going to want variety.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't look at I'm not getting with my girl and making her my main girl for sex. Like that's the worst reason to make a girl your girlfriend, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for sex, because her beauty's going to fade, her sexuality is going to fade. You got to get something more than that. So is she pleasant to be around? Is she not a pain in the ass? Is her past clean? Does she come from a good background? Is she an asset versus a liability? I would argue most women are liabilities.
I like that. No cap. I like that. That was a very, very, very precise, concise, and direct answer to the question. You don't get with a girl to have sex. You don't make her your girlfriend to have sex. Because sex is a dime a dozen. You get with her for all those intangibles and other aspects that she brings to the relationship. As I stated earlier, what does he lack that I can provide? And then just do it. What is going on in his life? What is he doing? What part of his life is less than optimal? Identify it. This is what he's doing that is less than optimal. What can I do to make it better? And then do it. Demonstrate your value. Talk is cheap. And all these other things that women bring to the table. I make money. My P is great. I'm a boss. Got a PhD. I got my business. I make my money. Blah, 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 blah. We don't care. Mainly because we don't see it. Again, Henry D and the boys. Number love. What's yours is mine. What's mine is mine. It's not what's yours is mine, what mine is yours. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. It's disgusting. And that isn't right. It isn't fair. It isn't kind. It isn't just. It also just is.
So if you can find a girl that's an asset, then that in itself is worth more than the sexuality. Because you can outsource that, assuming you're not going to be monogamous. Now, if you're going to be monogamous, maybe that's more important to you.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to be open with your wife. Like, you're my main girl, but I still...
Yes, I'm very honest with girls.
Okay,
yes.
that's all.
I would have multiple wives. But the religion I come from, right, is you have
That's
multiple
allowed.
wives.
Okay.
One more question. So a man in a man's world, y'all would just want to have the best of both worlds.
Well, no, we have different views on this. So I've come from it from a Christian ethical standpoint. I think that monogamy is what we're called to do. I don't disagree with him in this sense. I think that if most men could choose to have multiple women with zero consequence, yeah, of course, I think that they would, right?
So
just like I think if they had the option of all things equal, the same woman, but one was 20 years younger than the other one, they would go for the one 20 years younger. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm not unreasonable in that I don't understand these things.
Right.
But I also understand that if you look at kind of the keys to happiness and the keys to following a good, virtuous life, monogamy is one of those keys. Problem is that most women now have no virtue. And so what's the point in being with a woman with no virtue?
She belongs to the streets.
There's none, right? I think that sexual compatibility between men and women is not that complex. Okay, I don't think it's that complicated, and it tends to grow over time, just like love tends to grow over time.
Men are satisfied with very little. It's the women it's the women that need everything. To be honest, it's the women that are dissatisfied with everything. It's the guys are happy, but they don't give a shit.
Like, here's a good question: If what guy have you ever given oral sex to who wouldn't go back for a round two?
None.
None,
No,
right?
none.
So because they're satisfied with very little.
Taylor,
Right? That's the point.
Taylor.
Gotcha. Gotcha. This video is 3 hours long. And there are other things that we missed that we may revisit on a future episode. But the point, the main focus of this video is simply this. If you profess to be religious, don't bring it up. Because then you paint yourself into a corner that you'll never get out of. You can see that Andrew was relentless. Relentless in his line of questioning, which came down to, you sold your soul to the devil. Why? And for what? And no matter what that woman said to contort it, to twist it, to sidestep it, to bury it, whatever, came back to the same thing. You don't do that. Maybe she sees the light. Maybe she wants to re-establish a relationship with Jehovah. Maybe she goes back to the Kingdom Hall. Maybe she does the work to get reinstated. And maybe they take her back. They're all possibilities. But I ask you, is it probable? The answer is no. Simply because the money will blind you to everything else. She stopped being a witness to pursue money and did it in the most immoral way possible. She knows the truth. She chose to ignore it. And that brings us to the end of the podcast for today. No Effs given. Thank you one and all for tuning in and listening. If you got this far, please take one of the rule of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, share. That's all it takes. And just one of those things will go a long way to help us reach our goal of bringing you more quality content and better production. So until the next, I say peace to you all. Enjoy your day.